Learn English slowly and clearly. Listen, repeat, and feel the words. Repeat this video every day to improve your English. Self-love, chose myself. Take a breath. Slow down. This story is not rushed. You don't need to hurry. For a long time, I believed self-love was selfish. I believed it was something people said when they didn't want to feel alone. I thought loving myself meant closing my heart, being distant, being cold. But that was not true. Self-love did not arrive loudly. It did not arrive with confidence. It did not arrive with answers. It arrived quietly. On tired days. On heavy days. On days when my heart felt full. But not in a good way. I realized something important. I knew how to love others. Deeply. Completely. I knew how to stay. I knew how to forgive. I knew how to understand. But I did not know how to do those things for myself. I left myself behind many times just to keep the peace. I said yes when my body wanted to say no. I stayed silent when my heart wanted to speak. I accepted less because I was afraid of losing more. And slowly, very slowly, I disappeared. The awakening did not come from a breakup. It came from a feeling. A quiet feeling. A heavy feeling. A feeling that followed me everywhere. I was tired. Not tired in my body. Tired in my soul. Tired of explaining my worth. Tired of proving my value. Tired of trying to be enough for everyone. That's when I asked myself a gentle question. If I keep living like this, who am I living for? And the answer was uncomfortable. I was living for approval, for validation, for love that felt fragile, for love that felt conditional. But real love is never conditional. Self-love began the moment I stopped betraying myself. It began when I started listening to the quiet voice inside me. The voice that whispered, "This hurts. This is too much. You matter too." At first, choosing myself felt scary. I felt selfish. I felt guilty. I felt like I was disappointing others. But then, I felt something else. Relief. For the first time, I was not fighting myself. Self-love did not mean I stopped caring about others. It meant I stopped abandoning myself. I learned something important. Boundaries are not walls. They are doors. They teach people how to love you. I learned that rest is not weakness. It is respect. I learned that saying no can be an act of love toward yourself. And I learned that being alone is better than being somewhere you don't feel seen. The internal awakening did not change my life overnight, but it changed the way I spoke to myself. I stopped calling myself weak for feeling deeply. I stopped blaming myself for things I could not control. I stopped chasing love that asked me to lose my dignity. And slowly, very slowly, I began to feel whole again. If you are listening to this and you feel lost, please remember this. You are not broken. You are becoming aware. And awareness is the beginning of healing. Self-love is not about perfection. It is about honesty. It is about choosing yourself, even when it feels uncomfortable, even when it feels lonely, even when no one notices. One day, you will look back And you will understand. Choosing yourself was not selfish. It was necessary. You don't need to be more. You don't need to prove anything. You are already enough. And when you truly believe that, everything begins to soften. Take another deep breath. This is not the end of your story. This is the beginning of a calmer one, a kinder one, a healthier one. Self-love, learning to stay with myself. Slow down. There is nothing you need to rush. This part of the story is about staying. Staying with yourself. After I chose myself, nothing magical happened. The world didn't change overnight. People didn't suddenly understand me. Life didn't become easy. But something inside me shifted. For the first time, I stopped running away from my own feelings. I allowed myself to feel sadness without judging it. I allowed myself to feel tired without feeling weak. I allowed myself to feel lonely without believing something was wrong with me. That was new. I used to distract myself whenever silence appeared. Music, social media, people, anything, to avoid being alone with my thoughts. But self-love asked me to do the opposite, to sit with myself, to listen, to stay. And that was uncomfortable. Because when you slow down, old emotions rise. Memories, regrets, unspoken words. There were moments I wanted to go back. Back to familiar pain. Back to being needed. Back to being chosen by someone else. But then I remembered something important. I am allowed to choose myself too. Some days, self-love looked strong. Other days, it looked fragile. Some days, I felt proud. Other days, I felt lost again. And that's okay. Healing is not a straight line. Self-love is not about always feeling confident. It is about being kind to yourself when you don't. I started doing small things. I spoke to myself gently. I rested when my body asked for rest. I stopped apologizing for having emotions. I noticed how often I blamed myself for things that were never my fault. And slowly, that voice inside my head changed. It became softer, more patient, more forgiving. I realized something else too. Being alone does not mean being empty. Sometimes, being alone is where you meet yourself. For the first time, I learned to enjoy quiet mornings, slow walks, moments without explanations. I learned that peace feels unfamiliar when you are used to chaos. And that's why self-love can feel boring at first. No drama, no emotional highs and lows, just calm. And calm can feel strange when your nervous system is used to survival. But calm is where healing happens. If you are listening to this and you feel uncomfortable in peace, be gentle with yourself. You are not broken. You are adjusting to a healthier way of living. Self-love is learning that you don't need pain to feel alive. You don't need to suffer to deserve love. You don't need to be chosen to be worthy. You are enough. Even in silence. Even in stillness. Even when no one is watching. One day, you will notice something beautiful. You will laugh without forcing it. You will breathe without tension. You will feel safe inside your own mind. And that will be your reward. Not attention. Not validation. But peace. Stay with yourself. You are learning how to be your own home. Take another slow breath. This journey is not about becoming someone new. It is about returning to who you were before the world taught you to abandon yourself.